Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got your boy Nandro here. Welcome to another video. So for today's video, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about like a certain deck I've been like playing a lot of recently. I've been like really enjoying it, and that is Saha Portal. Yes, that's right. I said Saha Portal. So this is a deck I've been like playing a lot in Unlimited. Shout out to my boy Rias for actually putting me on playing this deck in the first place. Now for those of you who might know, I actually like I don't know. I think it was like last season I hit like a 24 game win streak while playing this deck. Like, you know, the deck is crazy. It's actually one of those decks that's actually like pretty good versus a lot of decks, but not everyone, you know, knows like all of what it can do. So I figured I was just gonna like talk about it in depth in a video, and just gonna yeah, not like send you guys any like walls of text. I mean, I could, but you know. Anyway, so let's go ahead and hop right on into the deck. So I haven't really changed much about the deck like since then. I think I've like changed one card, and I'm probably about to change the card back because is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I'm probably about to like change the card back because I haven't really actually noticed the difference. Anyway, this is a deck. So first off, let me tell you that like this deck costs a pretty penny, like a very pretty penny. There's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 14. 15 legendaries if you have the flower at all, which is most season of the Silva. Yeah, so 15 legendaries, a lot of golds, and a decent amount of silvers. Yeah, there's not a single bronze card in this deck except for the Hamlin. But yeah, all right. So first, Lyria. So Lyria is like pretty good. I actually like Lyria because like one thing they'll notice about Portal is that Portal has like no like inherent card draw. Like they have like card generation, but not quite card draw. Which is something that you actually kind of want, especially when you're playing, especially when you're like trying to like, you know, play a control deck. Now, typically for the Lyria, I literally never play her on before 8, unless you know your hand gets like forced and you don't have a choice and you have to play her. In which case she's like still pretty bad. Sorry, not bad. She's like still pretty decent. Just because like her spell shield effect is very nice. Or yeah, her spell shield effect is very nice. Like the just, you know, or not a spell shield, the bind shield. Just because, you know, not taking damage sometimes is like it's pretty nice. Like you can kill like, you know, a big dude, like say like a 9/3 or whatever, and she'll just, you know, still be there, just, you know, being annoying as a 3/3. That's what you want, just because you get to have board retention while doing that. That's pretty cool. Of course, when you play her for the enhanced, you get to go ahead and search for a neutral craft follower. That costs at least 7 play points from your deck and add it to your hand. Then you get to add back 7 play points, so essentially you get to play this card for free and then for like 1 mana, and then go ahead and 1 mana, get to search for a very powerful card and keep going. So obviously in the deck you can search for Saha, you can search for Lucifer, you can search for Israel, you can search for Proto Baja, you can search for Original Baja. That's pretty strong. Typically speaking, this actually helps out your Saha because you actually get to search for an accompanying Saha piece, which you'll know if you've ever played Saha decks before. That's like one of the drawbacks of playing Saha is that like sometimes you just like have the Saha but you don't have the Saha piece, or vice versa, and that helps out a lot. 3, Hamlin. So Hamlin honestly is like, I don't know, like Hamlin's just broken. Like he does so much in literally every single Portalcraft deck. It's actually insane. So, and then of course for this deck it's like no different. So for Hamlin, you'll obviously be copying either Paracelsus, the Paracelsus token, Lyria, although most times when you copy Lyria, you almost never play her, so it doesn't really matter. There's just like something nice you can do. You copy Lakoko. Lakoko is actually really strong. I'll talk about it later. And of course you can copy Kukuru as well. So a not big but a not small selection of targets for you to copy with it. It's actually not that bad to play in a limited, although it does suck to play it in the D-ship matchup because they'll just like hit it with the ping and then it just like dies and just like sad. With Flower Adult, so again, one thing for me is that like I had to get better with the mulligans. Just because like I realized that I still have like, you know, a lot to like learn while like playing this deck. It's actually like really crazy to say, right? Because I've literally been like playing this deck like on and off for like a month, but yeah, there's like still like more and more things I can like learn while playing it. So so I've just been like, you know, testing out one flower all just because I really kind of hate it sometimes, just like not having it 2-drop in certain matchups. So I wanted to try, you know, having 12 2-drops. I haven't actually noticed a difference, so I might actually just like switch back to playing Silva and just like try to crack my mulligans more. But a flower is just like kind of nice, just because again 2-drop. 3 Paracelsus. Paracelsus is very strong. Obviously, you play Paracelsus over the Icarus because like in this format, you actually need whatever it is that you search to your hand, or whatever it is that you add to your hand to become like very immediate and become very powerful on from the jump. So For Paracelsus, obviously he shines in many matchups. Like in the mid shadow matchup, you just grab Strike form. If you're playing versus Roach, you grab Ward form, so on and so forth. And that's just like very, very powerful. Lococo. So Lococo is like you might be saying, but Benandra, like, isn't Lococo like very like weak and unlimited? What are you gonna hit? There are so many good Lococo targets you would not even believe it. So for example, in the mid shadow matchup, there's Lurching Corpse, there's sometimes Belnus, there's Ektar, there's Mordecai if your opponent's playing that. There's Atomy, like a lot of really good targets for you to hit. In the Roach matchup, there's Aaron. There's also Sullen. Those two, the strongest targets you can hit, just because, like, again, they both have ward, and you want to be able to take away the ward. The generation of the puppet is actually like very strong as well, just because like it just like helps you like pick off little creatures, or just like helps you do like anecdotal big boy plays, and that's like very nice. I think the only matchup where this card like doesn't do much versus is in the Havencraft matchup, but we'll talk about that as we get to that. Oh, and then also versus Runecraft usually doesn't do that much, because if you're versus Daria, they play too many creatures at one time pretty deal, so you have to have Saha on command or you die. Or if you're versus D-Ship, they don't play creatures and when they do, you're dead, because they have multiple shifts or just like one shift. I think the only matchup I've ever seen this like card do work versus in the Rune matchup is Burn Dirt, and that you have to hit exactly Magic Illusionist before it gets out of hand. Yeah, but the card's still very nice. 3 Kukuru, obviously Kukuru, like, there's not much to say about this. The card's very broken, very strong, even unlimited, just because, yeah, if you hit it with the Silva A, you know, that's a lot of damage coming in, because I find that most times, most people have kind of cut a lot of their removal, so most times when the Kukuru sticks, like, they usually have to go out of their way to kill it, and if they don't kill it, you just like snowball them, and the damage is like very tasty, like very enjoyable. I've had like turn 6, turn 7 lethals in this deck, like because of things like Kukuru, so the card is very stupidly good. Side games, please nerf this card. 3 subs. So sub, again, pretty self-explanatory. There are a lot of very nice last word effects you want to be able to get rid of in this format, and obviously sub helps you do that, especially in the mid shadow matchup. Sub has actually 2 purposes, because sub not only banishes the unit and therefore denies them a shadow, it also gives you a 1/1 that you can go ahead and you can clear up a 1/1 of skeleton or something like that, and that's very powerful. 3 Necklace. So Necklace is, well, again, ridiculous. Same as Silva, same as Kukuru. A big thing is that like I like mulliganing for Necklace in pretty much like every single matchup. If I can. But especially for both the Haven and Rune matchups, because Necklace is like, it helps carry the shit out of you in those matchups, and that's like great. Just because it's a 4 mana 9/8, but you have to like wait 3 turns to get the thing. But like once you get the thing, you can make like big boy plays and try to overwhelm them. 2 Spinaria. So Spinaria, again, Portal Craft, they don't really draw cards. Spinaria helps you draw cards, because the Spinaria artifact, as long as your opponent kills it, which most times they will, especially if he just like keeps like picking them down, or if you have like Silva up, they just have to kill it, and then when they do, you just get to draw a card, and that helps keep you up nice on cards. Additionally, Spinaria is also very annoying, because like in the Roach matchup, she has a lot of HP. Spinaria by herself has 6. She generates 6 HP. Then that can then go up to 8. So most times, if you get a cleared naked board and you play Spinaria and you like evolve it, they can't get rid of it unless they're like playing DoD. But that gives you like information. So 3 Heartless Battle. So I know what many people have been like to me. Were like, oh, well, don't you just like lose to Dark Feast, which you know is like very meta right now? Nope, not because of this one card. So Heartless Battle is like stupidly good in so many matchups, particularly in matchups where you're versus either aggro or where you're versus a burn deck. Just because Lloyd the Android is crazy. So for those of you who do not know what Lloyd the Android does, he's a 3 PP 1/4 ward, and this Speller can be targeted by any spells or effect. Your opponent can only target the Speller. Is insane. Like, it's like a lightning rod for every single burn effect or like removal spell that they would use. Only hits this guy. He also has ward, and that's like great as well. But with the Heartless Battle, what makes them insane is that when you play them on 7, that's 7 HP that they have to go through. So most times, if you have 7 HP, you have to either give me a hard removal effect. Hard removal effects usually take up your entire turn, which gives me another turn to keep living and, you know, keep making plays. Or you have to go ahead and give me like some like you have to go ahead and give me like very like multiple like small cards, in which case this card gives me a +3, well, more like a +4 because I get a puppet as well, which also insane. So it's like there's like no real good ways to deal with this card most times. But in the Dark Feastbat matchup, what matters is that like he has 7 HP, which means that they have to use 3 different removal effects to get rid of it, which most times they don't have. Especially because I find that a lot of my Dark Feastbat players, they'll go ahead and they'll BM because they're like, oh, I gotta go ahead and get the biggest possible Dark Feastbat because haha, you know, like 15 damage Dark Feastbat on curve, you know, hey. But if you have the Heartless Battle, you're just gonna like shut that shit right on down, because most times they have to have 2 Dark Feastbats to do that. They can only draw, you know, so many cards. Additionally, it gives you time to play Saha Lucy or like Israfil and things like that, and that's important because that means that they need more and more damage, which they won't have because by that point they should be near or out of cards. To Basil again, it's pretty self-explanatory. In the mid shadow matchup, you see all the shadows you got there. You see that Catacomb, you see that Grimoire. Oh nope, get there right on out, goodbye. And just, you know, get to deny a lot of shadows. You get to like deny Lurcher Corpse and things like that. Many times, like most mid shadow players, like if they're like playing first me for the first time, or they like don't like know the matchup or anything like that, they'll usually give me like very juicy last words. You know, it's like, for example, I've seen people like play like stuff like say double Lurcher Corpse that gets like banished by Basilius, which is like very strong. Just because that means that it's out of the pool forever. You can't bring it back with Lady Grey. You can't bring it back with Skull Ring. He's just gone. That's very powerful. In the D-Shift matchup, this card is also very good as well because it's a 5/6. It's a very beefy follower that can like play on top of your Boni from Nicholas and things like that, and hopefully stick a board. 1 Silva, like I said, there should be 2 Silva. But if you're like not as good with mulligans as I am sometimes, you can go ahead and just, you know, play the 1 Silva and then play the 1 Flower Doll, or you can play 2 Silva. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. So Silva again, like kind of a linchpin in this deck sometimes, because like it's one of the ways for you to win, but before you're scheduled to win. Because as I said before, first and foremost, this deck is a control deck and should be played as such. However, Silva helps you like up the ante and you know, accelerate the game states if you need to, just because she applies a lot of pressure on your opponent, especially if you have the combination of Silva for Kukru into Nicholas, into Spinaria, into Basil, into like, you know, all, you know, God curves and things like that. Many times with this deck, I've been able to get like turn 7 lethals, particularly versus Roach, versus D-Shift, versus Tanker Shine once, like very crazy stuff, just because like the Spinaria ping, sorry, not Spinaria pings, the Kukuru pings, the Silva pings, and just to have them on board, it just applies a lot of pressure to your opponent. Additionally, of course, this girl is still, you know, 7 mana 6/5 in stealth. When you play her for like full mana, that's like still pretty good as well. Lucifer. So I know a lot of people have been like, oh, but Nandra, like, why would you play Lucifer? Like, why not just like play, you know, another Israfil? Because Lucifer gives me healing that I can play with Saha, and that's a very important focal point. Because most times you need to be able to heal while clearing the board, and you don't always have an Evo for the Israfil. So sometimes you have to like play like a raw dog Israfil, and that's like not always the best play, because like sometimes your opponent can just like, you know, ignore it and kill it. At least I find that's just, you know, like my like, you know, experience and whatnot. And so I really like Lucifer, especially versus aggro, because like turn 9 might not come that fast while you're playing versus aggro, but turn 7, you can usually manage to reach turn 7, especially on this deck, as long as you like force your opponent to like make trades. And of course, to make trades, and then you just go ahead and punch them with Lucifer. So you clear their board, you clear up to 2 units, you know, and possibly like up to like, I don't know, at least like 6 to 12 damage off the board. You heal for 4, and then you threaten to, oh, if you can't kill me this turn, I play Lucifer next turn, you still can't kill me, you probably lose. That's like a very strong thing, just like say to your opponent. It's like stupidly good. Additionally, of course, the other thing is that like this helps a lot in the dragon matchups, because many times I'll be versus like say Phoenix Truce Dragon. So unless they can like OTK me from 20, which it doesn't always happen, but unless they can like do that, then like this card becomes like very nice for me to have, just because I can help like sell out and just like beat them when they go for aggressive Zoe plays. Oops. 3 Saha. Saha, again, is like the linchpin of a Saha deck. I don't really think that there is a world in which you would like play like less than 3 Saha when you're playing Sahas. Very, very strong. Lots of different things you can do with it. Again, like Saha Lucy, you heal for 4, you remove your creature. Saha Isha, you go ahead and hit one creature for 10, and they hit the rest of the board for 2. Very, very strong. Good board clear. Saha Proto Bahamut. This one is actually a very, very big one. So many times, when I used to play Saha decks in the past, like back during like TTG and whatnot, many times what would happen to me sometimes is that the better mid shadow players, what they would go ahead and do is that they would go ahead and they would like play Death's Breath to go ahead and get 2 3s and whatnot, and obviously Saha Isha can't get rid of that, but enter Saha Proto Bahamut. Saha Proto Bahamut can actually go ahead and get rid of that, and yes, you'll have a 7/1 in play, but by that time you should be about 7 or 8 mana. And of course, you can go ahead and just like play a Proto Baja if they go to play a zombie party. So it's a nice play that kind of covers itself on both ends, gets rid of creatures. Additionally, the Proto Baja also, the reason why it shines here is because it also has an accelerate. Because sometimes of course you like so you sometimes don't have the Sahaquiel, and of course when that happens, you just go ahead and accelerate this instead. It still does 1 face damage, so that's like very, very good. The other nice thing is that there's a nice, or rather, I guess, sort of cute synergy with that of Kukuru. And they can go ahead and you can blow up the Kameu and go ahead and hit your opponent for 4, because you're most likely clear the board entirely, and then the Kameu will trigger, and then it'll take 4. So that's like very, very nice. I like that part a lot. And again, the accelerate is just like it catches some people by surprise, because the nice, like, or I guess like lovely thing about Saha is that some very, very like nice tech choice that, like, when you hit the opponent with the first part of the Saha thing, they're just shook. They just like do not know what to do at that point. It's like very, very scary for them. So to Noah. So I've been like talking about this with like my other friends and whatnot, who've also been like playing the deck and whatnot. And there's been like some like debates between like playing either Noah or playing Zeus. But I actually like playing Noah over Zeus because because for me personally, I like taking my games like nice and slow when I can. Just playing for value where I can, just because like I understand where and how I can play for value over playing for like tempo and whatnot. So. Also, turn 9. Alright, so the other thing is that like with Zeus, you can sometimes get Zeus for Sahaquiel like turn 8, turn 9 or whatever. But you may only ever play the real card for 10 mana. Versus Noah, which you can't do that, but you can guarantee play it on turn 9. So sometimes the turn count does matter. So. And then, of course, one Baja. So I haven't actually used the Baja in quite some time. I'm not going to cut it, though, because it's very, very good in the mid-shadow matchup, just because, like, it's a failsafe. Like, if something, like, goes, like, horribly wrong, like, for example, they just, like, have, like, I don't know, like, say, Ektar plus some other stuff right up, and you can't get rid of it, and you're out of Evos, you don't have Saha, boom, just drop Baja. Or if you're, like, versus, like, Dragon or whatever, they have a board, you can't get rid of it, oh, drop Baja. Like, very, very, very clutch failsafe. He's still 9/9. He's still like the king of gods and whatnot. Just very, very strong card. Love the card a lot. Yeah, this will go ahead and like wrap it up. So like I said before, like it just like covers so many different matchups as long as just like play well. And I will go ahead and I'll be dropping some replays. Not this video, but like the next video. Just kind of show a little bit of what I'm talking about while I'm playing this deck. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, let me know what you think about Saha Portal down in the comments below. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.